Hi friends, it's your art teacher, Miss Barnett, and in this week's lesson called Making a Make-Believe Setting, we learned about how artists use their imaginations to tell stories, and sometimes they are not real, they are fiction, they are make-believe. So what we're going to do today is we are going to brainstorm what you are going to show in your make-believe setting. So remember in our last lesson we learned about make-believe settings and using our imagination. So think about a place that you might want a imaginary story to happen. Do you have it in your brain? Excellent. Then you're going to put a character. It could be a person, it could be an animal, it could be a made up character, whatever you want. Your only limitation is your own imagination. And you need to decide, is your character going to be make believe or is it going to look real? Then are you going to show more of the character or more of the setting? When you've made, and then what kind of story might your painting show? So once you've gotten those ideas in your brain, we're going to gather our materials, and today you're going to need a piece of paper. I'm working on an 11 by 18 sheet of paper, or sorry, an 11 by 17 sheet of paper, but you can use any paper that's available to you. You might want some painter's tape to help keep your painting secure so your paper doesn't move around. You're also going to want some chalk. I have art chalk here, but you could use sidewalk chalk or chalk for writing on a chalkboard. That would work too, and we're going to sketch with this. You're also going to want some paint. I have set up my palette here, and I'm going to review really quickly how to mix your secondary colors and what the primary and secondary colors are. And then you'll also need, after your paint is dried, some crayons to add some details into your picture. So and if you are painting, you'll need two brushes, a small brush and a large brush, and a water cup. Now, if you don't have paint, don't worry about it. You could either use watercolor or you could just use markers and crayons and chalk. Or if you don't have chalk, don't worry about that either. Just use what you have, but I want you to really use your imaginations and think about what kind of make-believe or fictional place you're going to make and what kind of character you're going to make. Once you have all that together, come meet me back here and we'll get started on our project. All right, kiddos, so I've got my paper taped to the table so it does not move on me while I'm working, and I've got my art chalk here, and we're going to start by drawing with our chalk to make our setting, the shapes and lines for our settings. So I think I'm going to start with this guy. And I'm going to make a teddy bear. I'm going to have the king of the teddy bears and then like a magical land in my picture. So I'm going to draw my teddy bear. There's his head and his mouth. Now remember, guys, you make whatever you want to make. Use your imagination. It's your only limitation. Put his little ears on. Remember, he's the king, so he's going to have a crown. Good. Then his little eyes. And guess what? If I make a mistake here, all I have to do is rub it off and try again. Let's make his body. And his little belly. And his hands. Oops. I'm going to make this one actually coming up and waving hi at us. Saying hello, friends. Welcome to the teddy bear picnic. So there's our king of the teddy bears. And then I'm going to come through and I'm going to start working on the background. So it's going to be like a bunch of hills behind him. I think it's a magical place. There'll be a sun in the sky. Okay, cool. So now that I've drawn the lines and the shapes that I'm going to need, I'm going to start mixing my paint. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take our colors. I started with the primary colors, friends, and I'm going to show you really quickly how to mix these two primaries together to make your secondary colors. So the primary colors are yellow, red, and blue. You cannot make these colors. You have to go to the store and buy them. But if you mix them together, all the other colors in the rainbow are created. So I'm going to mix a little bit of yellow and a little bit of red. And we're going to end up with, let's see what color we get. Ooh, I think we need a little bit more yellow. We've made orange. Very cool. Yellow and red make orange. Let's wash our brush. Wipe it clean. And let's see what happens when we mix red and blue. We made purple. Red and blue, when mixed together, make purple. So cool. All right, let's wash our brush. Swish, swish, wipe the brush. Now we're going to see what happens when we mix yellow and blue. I wonder what color this will make. I think I want just a little bit more yellow. Oh, wow, guys. Yellow and blue make green. Awesome. So now that I've mixed all my primary and secondary colors, I'm going to start painting my picture, and you can watch. All right, kiddos, I'm very carefully going to take my tape off of my picture so I can paint this little blue space here. And then I'm going to set it aside and let it dry. And when it's dry, I'll show you what to do next. All right, kiddos, so my painting has dried. I'm going to come back in with some crayons and add some more details. And I'm going to fast forward the tape so you can watch me work. Here we go. All right, kiddos, here is my completed picture of telling a make-believe story. In my make-believe story, I have the king of the teddy bears, and he lives in a patchwork quilt land, and I've added lots of details back in with my crayons. I think it came out so cute, and yours are going to come out just as cute. Remember, use your imagination. It's your only limitation, and I cannot wait to see what you guys do. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, friends.